There is now a new threat, one with real-life implications for millions of Americans and for our broader national security. The FBI today said a criminal hacking group known as DarkSide is behind the ransomware attack targeting a 5,500-mile-long network pipeline system that provides the East Coast with nearly half of its gasoline and jet fuel. Colonial, the company that operates the pipeline, halted operations late Friday after it discovered the hack. They say they hope to restore most service by the end of this week. This shutdown comes on the verge of the summer driving season, of course, and gas prices are already surging as a result of it. Today, the White House tried to reassure the nation about gas supplies.
On the issue of gas prices, as I indicated right now, there are no supply disruptions. We're working with other agencies to consider how, if necessary, we can move supplies to a place where it might be needed if it turns out that there is a shortfall.
The White House says Colonial is working with private security consultants to bring the pipeline back online, but administration officials would not say if the company had paid any ransom. NBC News reporting DarkSide hacking operations are run by, quote, a Russian cybercrime gang that makes money by hacking a victim's network, encrypting their files so they can't be accessed, and threatening to publish them online if they're not paid a hefty fee. President Biden today said his administration has efforts underway to disrupt and prosecute ransomware criminals. He was asked whether he suspects the Kremlin and Vladimir Putin perhaps had anything to do with this hack.
I'm going to be meeting with President Putin, and so far there is no evidence based on from our intelligence people that Russia is involved, although there is evidence that the actors' ransomware is in Russia. They have some responsibility to deal with this.
Biden also made the point that his over $2 trillion infrastructure and jobs plan includes safeguards for critical facilities like our pipelines. Malcolm, that brings us to you and all the dark corners and operators of the world that you have written about and made your life's work. This is an extraordinary hack. The experts hope it'll be a loud signal to everybody where power grid and water supply is concerned. Why stop at pipelines? Having grown up in the state of New Jersey, you know that Colonial logo as you drive down our proud New Jersey Turnpike. But let me ask you this. While not a Russian state action, if our reporting is putting this on a Russian cybercrime gang, how high up did knowledge of this go, do you reckon?
Well, nothing happens in Russia that doesn't happen without the control of Vladimir Putin and his deputies. And we're talking about a significant operation against the United States. I want you to take a look at what we call the targeteering. And that is, how did they choose this industry, that company, to be the target of this attack? And it's not just like, let's go after hospitals, which are relatively easy. This required some intelligence collection to know this was a major infrastructure of the United States. For the average hacker that's out there, they're not going to go down there and do all of that legwork to figure out what kind of corporate office they're going to go after and what impact that could have on every pipeline between New Jersey and Houston, Texas. That probably was given to them by a state actor. But every non-state actor in Russia that carries out these hackings, they are not vigilantes. They are subcontractors to the Russian intelligence agencies. And so for them to actually choose this particular organization, knowing how broad the infrastructure was, this is the sort of thing that Russian military intelligence would do. Pass it off to some of their subcontractors, or their subcontractors may have gained this while working for Russian military intelligence. But let me tell you, it's the Russian nation state that's going to have to be accountable for these criminals because they are allowed to operate at Vladimir Putin's pleasure.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.